So I found out that I had the MTHFR mutation through my experience with heavy metal toxicity. But by then it was too late. I was already experiencing the brain fog, chronic fatigue, poor memory recall, and just an overall inability to function in my day-to-day life. I had to take several months off work to truly focus on my healing, and I really don't want that to be the case for you. So if you've been told that you have MTHFR or found out through some sort of genetic testing, you've undoubtedly been told that your detox pathways are compromised to some degree, depending on which allele you have. So in today's video, I want to share with you the top detoxes and resets that will actually help your body improve its ability to detox so that you don't have to experience the symptoms that I had to. So I have no issues with juice cleanses and some of these other fads out there. However, they're really not going to move the needle when it comes to truly resetting your body. And it's because they don't really follow the principles of what it means to actually detoxify. In traditional Chinese medicine and in Ayurveda, they take detoxification very seriously. And so they have specific protocols that have been around for thousands of years. You know, in our modern world, we seem to have forgotten that we are also part of nature, and there are important transition periods for our body, specifically from winter into spring, and even from spring into summer, where we're releasing a lot of dampness. And a lot of these detoxification processes are going to help optimize our liver, they're going to help clean our blood, they're going to improve your digestion, they're going to help you with water retention or diet and exercise resistant weight gain, because there's basically toxins stored in your adipose fat tissue. So I'm going to be discussing the top 3 or 4 that I recommend all of us be doing on a regular basis. So the first one that I want to talk about is called the 1-day reset. And many of you have heard of something called intermittent fasting. Some of you might even do intermittent fasting on a regular basis. Intermittent fasting is a topic for another day, but each of us should be doing a little bit differently depending on our body type. Ayurveda knows this, but unfortunately, Western medicine thinks that everybody should be doing a 16-hour intermittent fast, and that's not true. However, once a week or once every 2 weeks, doing a 1-day reset is basically an 18-hour fast. I like to do mine from 6 p.m. on Sunday to 6 p.m. on Monday. And there are ways to kind of optimize this fast in many ways. So you could do, vegetable juices, for example, and basically have that every 3 to 4 hours up until 6 p.m. You could also include some detoxifying herbs. You can do concoctions, you can add bone broths, but the idea is not to have a proper meal for that full 18-hour period and not to knock yourself out of a fasted state. I personally use the daily nutritional support that's in this product, because when I do this daily reset, I'm not trying to lose weight, I'm actually trying to maintain muscle mass, and I don't want to lose muscle mass on my fasting day, but I still want to have the benefits of autophagy. So in short, you would basically go from dinner, having a clean dinner, let's say just a protein, some vegetables, have 4 to 5 hours of fasting before you go to bed, and then effectively fast the entire day until dinner at 6 p.m., let's say. This way you don't really go a full day without eating, and you're able to just function and carry out your day just like you would normally, but you would have some nutrition in the form of vegetable juices, bone broth, or the daily nutritional support shake, which you would have every 3 hours. If you're interested in a worksheet for the 1-day reset, there's a worksheet in my Detox 101 webinar, and I'm also going to go ahead and include it in the description so you have a guide to follow if you choose to do this one. So that one I do every week or every other week, depending on my schedule. The next one that I would highly recommend is the 7-day functional medicine detox. This is kind of a, it's a liver detox specifically. And basically it is this product here. You can do it many other ways, but really it is vitamins, minerals, and herbs that are designed to support phase 1 and phase 2 liver detoxification. Once again, there are many ways to individualize this, and the purpose of this detox is to cleanse the blood and to accelerate basically your detox pathways. So anything that is kind of clogged up from, let's say the winter or anything like that, it's going to really assist with that. It's going to help with any diet and exercise resistant weight gain, any water retention, lethargy, etc. And because you are doing some degree of fasting during the detox, you're also giving your digestive system a break, and you will be doing a kind of an elimination diet of sorts. So during the week of the 7-day detox, you are not going to be having, dairy, gluten, eggs, which are the top 3 food sensitivities, and you're going to be dialing down things like sugar. There's going to be no alcohol, etc. So you're attacking it from multiple angles. You're not just consuming this for a week. There's a nutrition component as well, and you may want to enhance it with something like infrared sauna a couple times a week as well. I personally find that doing this practice also enhances my connection to spirit. My meditation is much deeper. I tend to focus a little bit more on yoga and stretching during those weeks and doing a little bit less of the intense strength training and HIIT training. But that's, personal preference. There's a couple ways you can do the functional medicine detox. Once again, if your aim is to lose weight or to, just kind of, become a little bit leaner, there's a way to optimize it for that. If you are trying to hold on to weight because you don't want to lose weight, but you want the benefits of autophagy, cellular cleanup, the longevity benefits of the detox, you could also do that as well. So go ahead and check out my Detox 101 webinar, which is something that I include when I run my detox group. So you can check that out. That really helps you to customize it based off of your needs. So if you don't have to use this Equilife product, I have included this in the description below, but some of the ingredients that you want to definitely include are going to be, the vitamin C, selenium, L-glutamine, the N-acetylcysteine, glycine, taurine, alpha-lipoic acid, L-methionine, chlorella, artichoke leaf, beetroot, bladderwrack whole plant, barberry root, etc. So you want to make sure you're supporting phase 1 and phase 2 liver detoxification, which is a very specific process. This isn't just some detox drops that have chlorella in them. So that's why I recommend this product. It just makes things a little bit easier, rather than in the past when I've done something similar, I had to buy like 5 or 6 products. So definitely worth checking out. I would personally do this every season, and at the very least, do it twice a year. So the next detox you're going to want to do is near and dear to my heart, and of course it is the heavy metal detox. You may not be experiencing heavy metal toxicity symptoms like the way I did, but this is certainly something that you want to be concerned about if you have the MTHFR mutation and maybe you are consuming medium to large size fish like tuna for a long period of time. I used to really enjoy sushi, and I have since removed that from my diet, removed seafood in general. So for this one, when I first did a heavy metal detox, it was not pleasant at all. I had to go through what's called chelation therapy, and I used something called DMSA, which was very intrusive, quite frankly. I had to go to a concierge functional medicine clinic and spend like $150 for each treatment, and then I did that for almost 6 months. And one time, the problem with these more invasive treatments is that sometimes your body is unable to really flush the toxins out. So you inject the DMSA and then your body's meant to do the rest of the work. Problem is that you might pull these heavy metals out of your organs, but if your body doesn't do the work of actually eliminating them, what happens is that they go back into your bloodstream, back into your organs, back to your brain, which is the fattiest of all organs, and then you are symptomatic all over again. My recommendation, unless you have very, very high levels that are compromising your health in serious ways, that you do a more gentle heavy metal detox. This is going to really allow your body to operate at a more natural pace rather than being overtaxed with all the heavy metals that are suddenly thrown into your bloodstream, and then it has to excrete them. So as far as ingredients, there's a lot of different products out there. I linked to the one that I use in the description below. But basically you want to have cracked cell chlorella, cilantro, vitamin C, and a biofilm disruptor. Those are going to be kind of the key things that you're going to want to include. Of course, there are other things that you can do as well. And this particular detox, the heavy metal detox, is going to last about 6 weeks. So it's not particularly long. It's just a couple products. You're not going to feel anything. You don't really need to do anything specific as far as diet. I would just avoid foods that tend to have more heavy metals. And I would, of course, include something like infrared sauna, which has been proven to help you excrete heavy metals. So doing some infrared sauna in conjunction with the protocol 2 to 4 times a week could be extremely beneficial. I personally enjoy the Therasage 360 sauna the most. I think it strikes a nice balance in terms of space efficiency. You have the additional red light therapy. You can choose to have your head inside or outside, and I can fold it up and put it under my bed. So that's what I use. I've also used sauna blankets for years, like the higher dose sauna blanket. But in general, I find that the Therasage 360 is a little bit better. And I'm gonna be doing a full-on review of the Therasage 360 in the future. So once I do that, I will post it right here so you can check that out and decide if that's a good product for you. And then the last detox that I would recommend is a intestinal cleanse. And this is especially important if you tend to lean more on the constipated side. So if you're a little bit like me, more of like that Vata or ectomorphic body type. So when I have digestive issues, I tend to lean a little bit more towards constipation. So the one that I use, and once again, you can choose whichever product you want. It's an Equalife. It's just these 2 products. And let's see if that works. So in short, basically it's just these 2 products. You consume them for about 5 days. And then after you're done, I recommend using something like the Clean Gut Probiotic or something with Saccharomyces boulardii, just to help repopulate the gut, because you're going to be having many bowel movements. The good thing about this protocol is that it's not too disruptive. You are going to be having more bowel movements because you're removing decayed fecal matter. Literally, it's just feces or poop that is builds up in your intestinal walls. And so you really don't want to have this in you. This is putrefied food matter. These are toxins that are building up in your colon and in your small intestine. So the difference between this and the liver detox is that this is going to be binding to decayed fecal matter and residue that is kind of in your organs. So what it is not going to do is kind of address toxins that are stored in adipose fat tissue. So that's what the liver detox is for. This is going to be really for cleaning house and binding to any sort of residue. So the main ingredients for these are going to be the bentonite clay, the activated charcoal, and kind of a natural laxative, essentially. So you can choose whatever you want, but here in the universal binder, you have the bentonite clay, humic acid, apple pectin, carbonized activated charcoal, taurine, fulvic acid, TUDCA, and bamboo shoot extract. And then for the intestinal cleanse product over here, you have butternut bark, ginger root, cascara, senna pod, black walnut hulls, grapefruit seed extract, lemon pectin, fennel seed, rhubarb roots, cayenne pepper, milk thistle seed, licorice root, and psyllium husk, and a few others. So basically anything that has similar ingredients to this is going to be a good bet for you. In addition to that, the diet is nothing specific, just I would do kind of a simple elimination diet, basically a primarily whole foods diet. So just eliminating processed foods for those days or anything that tends to block you up. And you may even want to include a protocol for the morning to accelerate how much you're going to the bathroom, what you're excreting during the morning, because most of your bowel movements are really going to be in the morning up until the early afternoon. And basically you take these products 3 to 4 times a day, and that's pretty much it. So this is something that I do once a year, and it really helps kind of reset my system. Once again, I'm someone that skews a little bit more towards the constipation side of the spectrum when I am imbalanced. So this is an absolute must to really get your digestion roaring again and to remove any of that unnecessary fecal matter that's built up over time. All right, well, that's it for today. So while most people would benefit from each of these protocols, and in fact, I would strongly suggest that you do them, even if you don't have the MTHFR mutation, those of us with MTHFR benefit even more. We really need the additional support to ensure that our detox pathways are operating at their best, because we live in a toxic world, we're bombarded with a lot, and we just really need to support ourselves to ensure we live healthy and happy lives, and we don't really get weighed down by all these toxins. So that's pretty much it for today. If you want guidance on individualizing these protocols, let me know. You can drop a comment below. If there's anything I didn't cover that you want me to cover, also leave a comment below. And all the products that I mentioned today, are in the description. You don't have to use the specific products that I mentioned. I leave them there just because I've personally used them for a few years now, and I think that they're the easiest ones for these particular protocols. But if there's a brand that you like, just make sure that they have similar ingredients and that they're based off of sound science and not just kind of this whole fad thing. Unfortunately, detoxes are something that have really been co-opted by wellness media, and this is actually a genuinely scientific term. It refers to a very specific process in the body, and unfortunately there's a lot of people using this term very willy-nilly, and I think that's really given detox kind of a bad name. So if you got value from this video, if you want to join me on this journey towards health and happiness and depth, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I make a lot of videos like this that help empaths and highly sensitive people thrive in body and mind. We're bridging science, spirituality, and functional medicine here, and hopefully it is helpful to you. So with that, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you move through this life with ease. Much love to you all. Bye.